Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and wondered why those small bumps on your neck, under your arms, or across your back keep appearing more and more no matter what you try to remove them? You are not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common frustrations I hear from people who feel like they have done everything. Home remedies, internet tricks, even expensive products. And yet nothing seems to truly work. And over time, it becomes more than just a cosmetic issue. It starts to affect how you feel about your body, your confidence, even the way you dress or present yourself in public. I am Dr. Michael Harris, and after more than 20 years of working in the medical field, I can tell you this: the real problem is not what you see on your skin. The real problem is that most people are trying to fix something they do not fully understand. And that is exactly why so many solutions fail. Because what looks like the same issue on the surface can actually be completely different conditions underneath. And when you treat the wrong thing the wrong way, you are not just wasting time, you could be making it worse. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what is really happening on your skin, the mistakes that almost everyone makes without realizing it, and most importantly, a safe and practical way to deal with it step by step. No dangerous shortcuts, no false promises, just clear, simple knowledge that gives you back control. So before you try another method that you saw online, stay with me, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you look at your skin and how you take care of it moving forward. Now, before you try to remove anything from your skin, we need to step back and understand something very important. Most people are not failing because the treatments do not work. They are failing because they are solving the wrong problem. Let's break down the 5 root issues behind why these skin growths keep coming back or never go away. The first problem is misidentifying what you are dealing with. Many people look at any small bump on the skin and immediately assume it is the same thing. But in reality, what appears similar on the surface can be completely different underneath. Some are caused by viral infections, while others are simply harmless growths of your own skin. Treating them the same way is one of the biggest reasons people see no results. The second issue is something most people never consider: your internal health. These small skin growths can sometimes reflect what is happening inside your body. For example, when your body struggles to regulate blood sugar levels over time, it can trigger changes in how your skin behaves. So what you see on the outside may actually be a signal coming from within. The third problem lies in daily habits. Modern lifestyles often include high sugar intake, low physical activity, poor sleep, and constant stress. These factors do not just affect your energy levels. They directly influence how your skin regenerates and responds. Over time, this creates an environment where these growths are more likely to appear and multiply. The fourth issue is ignoring early signs. Because these bumps are usually painless, people tend to overlook them. They think it is small, it is harmless. I will deal with it later. But the longer you wait, the more difficult it can become to manage them effectively. And finally, the fifth problem is confusion with more serious conditions. While most of these growths are harmless, not all skin changes should be ignored. Without proper awareness, it becomes easy to mistake something more serious for something simple. And that is where risk begins. When you put all of this together, you start to see the bigger picture. This is not just about removing something from your skin. It is about understanding what it is, why it appeared, and what your body is trying to tell you. Because once you understand that, everything else becomes much clearer. Now that you understand the root of the problem, we need to talk about something even more important, the mistakes. Because in my experience, most people are not just stuck. They are unknowingly making things worse. Let's go through the 5 most common mistakes that I have seen over and over again. The first mistake is trying to cut it off at home. It might seem like a quick and simple solution. You see something small, you think you can remove it yourself and it will be gone. But what many people do not realize is that these growths often contain blood vessels. The moment you try to cut them, you risk bleeding that is difficult to control. And more importantly, you are creating an open wound in a non-sterile environment, which significantly increases the risk of infection. The second mistake is blindly following internet hacks. You have probably seen suggestions like applying certain household ingredients or natural substances. While they may sound harmless, the truth is that your skin is sensitive and complex. Applying uncontrolled substances can lead to irritation, chemical burns, or long-term damage that is far worse than the original issue. The third mistake is using the thread method. Some people try to tie a string around the base of the growth, hoping it will dry out and fall off. On the surface, it sounds logical. But in reality, this method can trap bacteria, cause inflammation, and lead to painful infections. I have seen cases where something small turned into a serious skin complication because of this. The fourth mistake is treating without understanding. This might be the most dangerous one. When you do not know exactly what you are dealing with, every action becomes a guess. And guessing with your health is never a good strategy. You cannot fix a problem if you have not clearly identified it. And finally, the fifth mistake is waiting too long to seek proper help. Many people keep trying different methods for weeks or even months, hoping something will eventually work. But during that time, the condition may worsen or more growths may appear. In some cases, what seems harmless could actually require professional evaluation. When you look at these mistakes together, a pattern becomes clear. Most of them come from the same place: impatience and misinformation. And that is completely understandable. When something affects your appearance, you want it gone as quickly as possible. But here is the truth. The fastest way is not always the safest way. And in the next part, I am going to show you a method that may not promise instant results. But it is the one that actually works, and more importantly, protects your health. Now that we have cleared up the confusion and exposed the common mistakes, it is time to focus on what actually works. A safe, practical method that you can follow without putting your health at risk. This is not about quick fixes. It is about doing things the right way. Let's walk through the 5 steps. The first step is simple, but most people skip it. Observe before you act. Take a close look at the growth. Where is it located? Is it soft or firm? Does it hang slightly from the skin or feel embedded? Has it changed in size, shape, or color over time? These small details matter more than you think. They are your first clues in understanding what you are dealing with. The second step is to understand your body, not just your skin. Ask yourself, how is your overall health? Are you consuming a lot of sugar or processed foods? Do you exercise regularly? Are you sleeping well? These factors influence how your skin behaves. In many cases, your skin is reflecting internal imbalances. Ignoring that connection means you are only addressing the surface, not the cause. The third step is choosing the right approach. Not every skin growth should be treated the same way. Some may respond to gentle topical treatments, while others are better left untouched and monitored. The key here is not to apply a one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one type may do nothing for another. The fourth step is applying treatment safely and consistently. If you decide to take action, it should be controlled and gentle. Avoid aggressive methods. Focus on approaches that gradually improve the condition without damaging the surrounding skin. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Small, careful steps repeated over time will always give better results than one risky attempt. And finally, the fifth step. Know your limits. This is where many people go wrong. If something feels unusual, if the growth changes quickly, bleeds, causes discomfort, or simply does not improve after a reasonable period, that is your signal to stop and seek professional guidance. There is no loss in asking for help. In fact, it is often the smartest decision you can make. When you follow these 5 steps, you shift your approach completely. You move from reacting out of frustration to acting with understanding and control. And that is the real goal here. Because taking care of your skin is not about removing imperfections overnight. It is about making informed decisions that protect your health in the long run. And now let's bring everything together. What may have started as a small concern about a few bumps on your skin is actually something much deeper than most people realize. Today, you have seen that not all skin growths are the same, and more importantly, that treating them without understanding can often do more harm than good. From my personal experience, after more than 2 decades in medicine, I have seen countless cases where people acted out of frustration and ended up creating bigger problems than the ones they started with. And if there is one thing I truly want you to take away from this, it is this. Your skin is not the enemy. It is a messenger. When something appears on your skin, it is often your body trying to tell you something about your habits, your internal balance, or sometimes even something that needs medical attention. Ignoring it or trying to force it away without understanding is rarely the right approach. Now, I also want to be very clear about something. This video is meant to give you knowledge, awareness, and guidance. But it is not a replacement for professional medical advice. Every individual is different, and every skin condition can have its own unique factors. If you notice anything unusual, such as rapid changes, bleeding discomfort, or if you are simply unsure, the safest and smartest decision is always to consult a qualified healthcare professional. There is no shortcut that is worth risking your health, but at the same time, there is something very empowering about what you have learned today. You now have the ability to observe more carefully, to avoid common mistakes, and to make better decisions for your own body. That alone puts you ahead of most people. If this video has helped you gain clarity, then make sure to subscribe and stay connected. I share simple, practical insights like this every week, designed to help you take control of your health in a safe and informed way. And now I would really like to hear from you. Have you ever tried to deal with these skin growths on your own? What worked and what did not? Your experience might help someone else make a better decision. Take care of yourself. Take care of your skin. And remember, the best decisions for your health are always the ones made with understanding.